Hey everyone, Manx here, back with some Meteor Maker tidbits. Let's start with the explosive topic of magic bolt returns. Okay, so I think everyone witnessed this sometime in the past. You're doing a raid, or perhaps watching someone raiding your outpost, and they fire a bolt, and as soon as the bolt lands, they get the ammo back. I was aware of this bug, but I never figured out what causes this. As I was scrolling in the bed this morning, I saw the Reddit user Zashu's midnight post about how he actually figured out what's going on. I'll link to his original post and his post on BHVR's forums down in the descriptions. I'd really appreciate if you guys could give him a thumbs up and just comment and let him know that we all appreciate that he figured out this for the community. So, I took his theory for a spin, and it seems that there's a sphere at the center of the map in which any shots fired will be automatically returned. The size of this sphere is 1.5 tile radius, and it's centered on the bottom of the center tile. Because of the 1.5 tile in radius, you can actually shoot halfway from the neighboring other tiles. And as I was saying, because the sphere is centered on the bottom of the center tile, it actually also affects the tile below, but not the tile above. So, if you're a builder, I think you already know the hotfix. Find the center of your outposts and just block it off before you start designing the map. Make sure that 3x3 section in the middle of the map is not used as part of any corridors or open areas, because it would otherwise allow raiders to use this exploit. Okay, now with the main exploit of the week out of the way, I have some other quick bits I was sitting on for about a week. A while ago, a patch was released that, quote, should improve the visibility of outposts with low amount of raids. What I noticed in the days coming is that my outposts would get a more consistent activity, about 5 to 6 raids, which is definitely a good change. However, it kinda annoyed me that nearly all of those raids came in a 2-hour period right after activation. So I spent a week slow testing this. What I've done is that I've set up 2 bases, turned them on at the same time, but then visit one of the outposts throughout the day 4 or 5 times, turning it off and then reactivating it. I've done this for multiple days, and while I don't have that much data to go on, it's clear that the base I kept toggling got 4 or 5 raids per reset, while the other only got raids in the first 2 hours of activation. So this is Future Manx here, from Wednesday when this video is going live. Someone else also spotted this, and so I included a link for their Reddit post in the description. I'd like to ask the community's help to further test this. From my observation, it seems that cycle resetting the outpost this way yields way more raids. So if you have a lot of free time, do it whenever you can. During the weekends when most raids happen, I'd say doing it once per hour or 2 tremendously increases the number of raids you're gonna get. For me, the 2 outposts I tested with got champion status on rank 4, which I've never seen before happen. Or, if you don't have that much time, but would like to preserve the syntite you spent on prestiging the base, turn your outpost on, play for a few hours, and then just deactivate it. It's unlikely that you'd get any more raids later on anyways. I'll try to get a conclusion on the topic, and if it seems like that I'm wrong, I'll note that in the next video. One thing to note is that if you try this, in order to properly reset the outpost, you need to exit the outpost between toggling it inactive and then reactivating it. I've had this experience in the past that a base's configuration doesn't get saved properly unless you actually exit the outpost back to the sanctuary, and if you don't do that, it will stay on the last status, which was before you actually entered the outpost. So here's something little that I had to play around with for a week. That's clearly a bug, but I couldn't really create a situation to abuse it in. Flames through walls! It's pretty dangerous. Well, not really. So this is yet another bug with hollow and corrosive cubes attached with a second wave add-on. I found that flames, as opposed to other projectiles such as darts or falling bombs, actually go through second wave blocks before the genmat is picked up. With the extra distance add-on on the Incenerator, they can actually have quite a long and dangerous reach. However, there is no way of actually triggering them through the second wave block. As such, I couldn't really create something that's worthy of being called an exploit. The raider still needs to walk directly in front of the Incenerator to trigger it, and it's only just that afterwards, if he walks behind this block, he would still get caught out by it. Well, have a go at it, and if you find something, do let me know. Or, BHVR, if you're listening, this is something you could add to the list of things to fix. So for these next two ones, I don't really have proper footage right now, but I wanted to let you guys know that I found these things. So here they are anyways. Do not use these blocks with a triangle configuration. Falling resource cubes fall into the tile and cannot be retrieved. This affects raiders destroying traps and builders unable to collect loot from dead raiders. And finally, I want to say, if you have a base that is very successful and you get a lot of kills with it, be aware that when you load into the base to collect all the resource cubes, you won't see all of them definitively. It happened to me quite a few times recently, where a base that collected over 20 kills a particular day, I could exit it, join it again, and I would see cubes that I didn't see in the past. Alright guys, that's it for this one. I hope you guys learned something new and interesting. Give it a like and a subscribe if you think it's worthy of it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.